Take the wheel off. Use a 17mm socket to take the lug bolts out. Once you get to the last one, you can hold the wheel on. Take that bolt off and remove the wheel. First, we're going to mark this area because there is an alignment adjustment on here. So take a marker and just mark it. And then when you put it back together, it'll be close. You still need an alignment afterwards, but at least it'll be close. Now I'm going to use an 18mm wrench on the bolt side and 18mm socket. Take this nut off. Over here, I'm just going to pry with a pry bar. I'm just going to pry out. Then I can pull that bolt out, pull that washer off. Even tap it out a little bit. Now I'm going to use an 18mm socket, loosen up this bolt here. With that bolt loose, just pry this out of the way. And just slide that down. Now we can access the bushing. We're going to need to push this bushing out, so I need to find a cup that's small enough to push right on the rim of the bushing, and then one that's big enough that goes over it, and then we're going to put a threaded rod through the middle, and it'll just pull it right out. Slide this through. Moving now. Just a little more. And there it is. And that's the old bushing. Now I'm just going to take a wire brush and just clean this up a little bit. Now, very similar to taking it out, we're going to slide the new bushing in place and just use different cups. One cup's going to push through, and the other cup is just going to be big enough so that it just prevents from going through the knuckle right there. Lined up. Looks good. Start pressing it in. And going in is a little bit smoother than taking it out. One more turn. And that looks good right there. You don't want to bottom out. You want a little bit on each side so that the bushing's somewhat in the middle. A little bit hung over towards the back compared to the front. But if you went too far, that's okay. You can always push it back a little bit if you had to. Looks good. I'm just using the pry bar. Just going to pry this out. Slide this back in. Be careful of your fingers. Just like that. And you're going to get this bolt lined up. Tighten that down. If this piece popped out, you want to slide that back in place. That's basically where the nut is on the other side. It's a little bit tight in there. Once that's on the bolt, then you can tighten the bolt down. For this, you could have just loosened the bolt. We didn't have to take it out completely. It was just to be able to swing the lower arm. Now we're going to torque this bolt to 56 foot-pounds. Now we're just going to pry this back using the pry bar. Just try to get the bolt lined up. And there we go. Now we just need this bolt to be positioned correctly, so I'm going to pry it a little more. And just line that up. There. Now we can put the washer on this side, get that lined up, get the bolt on, get the nut on. Now I just put the pull jack underneath. You want this as close to ride height as possible, and this washer is lined up just like it was when we took it apart. Just move it a little bit. Now I'm going to torque this to 74 foot-pounds. Now lower the pull jack. Put the wheel on, line that up. Get the lug stud started. Now I'm going to torque the lug nuts to 110 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. And just go around again, double check. After you're done this job, keep in mind you need to bring the vehicle to a local garage to have it aligned so you don't have premature tire wear.